in Zion, beautiful Zion State Park in Utah. And this is our second meeting with these young men, and the purpose of this weekend is to strip them away of all the creature comforts. So yes, we have this beautiful house that they have access to, but they don't have access to it. They have been challenged to bring their own tents, they're bringing their own food, all their supplies to basically survive on their own. So essentially we're taking everything away from them and breaking it back down into the basics of what it would be if we were back hundreds of years ago and we were going through an initiation from becoming a boy to becoming a man. So they're going to be learning self-defense this weekend. They're getting CPR certified. They're going to be going through some mental and physical challenges that are going to push them past what their perceivable limits are, not so much physically but mentally. But that's by design, because in every culture, in order for you to go from being a boy to being a man, there's a trial, there's this thing that you have to go through, and that's what this weekend is about. It's about putting them through that test, but also putting them through that test together with each other to see not only how they show up as a young man for themselves, but how they show up for each young man to the left, to the right, and front, behind them. Because that's the ultimate thing. We want these boys to step into being men together as a team, as a unit, and as a family. That they will have not just for this event, but for the rest of their lives. The primary things we're doing this weekend, one cool thing, they're going to be challenged with keeping a fire lit for 24 hours. They have to do that. We're going to be going on a hike where they're going to be picking up objects, they're going to be putting objects down, but that's going to be more of a symbolic thing. One of the other cool things, and I'm using this out of the Native Americans, the Apache warriors, they had this process where they would put water in their mouth and they would have to go for an extended period of time, sometimes up to a day, running, doing all sorts of different challenges. And when they came back, they had to spit that full mouth of water out. And if they didn't, they were not an Apache warrior. So we're going to be putting these boys through a test like that as well. Not to that degree, but it's going to be testing their mental fortitude to see what they can do. They have to make their own food. They have to understand not only do they make their own food, but why it's good for them, why they brought that, why they chose that thing. So really making these boys start to think a lot more in depth about their choices and being detailed in their choices and in their actions.
All right, come on in. Make sure to take off the shoes.
Yep.
You already know we got the master bedroom over here. And then we got the kids' room is what we call it. The twin beds.
We basically got a bunk bed. You know?
Yeah.
Our beautiful windows.
Yeah.
You know, only one of them works though.
Pretty nice view of the driveway and the patio. And then the bathroom is, if you come outside, it's just right around this corner. It's pretty nice, pretty comfortable. No one really looks at you, so there's the casa.
What are you cooking? What's on the menu?
Chicken teriyaki rice.
Chicken Alfredo, pasta, some water and some quick snacks.
What about you?
We have MREs. I don't know what one we're doing though.
What are you eating?
Chicken Alfredo.
All right, fellas, what are you eating?
Beef pasta marinara. 1,000 calories, 50 grams of protein. We are eating good tonight.
Sweet pork and rice. Home freeze-dried PF Chang Mongolian beef. I'm gonna be eating like a king.
I got some meat in my. I prepped it before, so I got some meat in my cooler.
I'm just waiting for it to all soak in.
How did you get PF Chang's in that? Did y'all get it and freeze dry it yourself?
Yeah.
I like the style, boys.
It looks like barf right now. But trust the process.
Ow! Hot! I think you need a little more water.
Oh, that does honestly not.
Give me a bite.
Dude, I don't see.
The beef
pasta marinara.
He's gonna try some and see if.
I mean, she's still. It's actually not that bad.
That's normal. I just looked.
The noodles are not cooked.
Really? Yeah. Come get more water.
It sucks. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of sucks.
I got my freeze-dried Fat Boys. That's what I'm gonna eat after this freeze-dried Fat Boys.
What's one thing that's been not necessarily ideal since you got here? You can say anything, it's okay. What's something that's gone wrong since you got here? Yeah.
I hurt my ankle.
Hurt your ankle, okay, perfect. Somebody said allergies. How many of you guys had, your meals were just shit? Half of you, okay? Right, it's easy to focus on what's wrong, right? It's very easy, it's very much right in front of us, okay? And so what we have to do every single day is you have to retrain your mind to look for what's going right. And we can hijack our own brain by getting into a state of gratitude. So in this exercise, we're gonna hijack your brain to go to a good place. I want you to write down the best day of your life.
It's the day I finished 75 hard. Realized that I changed my life forever, and just knew that I completed something that I didn't think I could, and showed myself that I could.
So now I want you guys on your same piece of paper. You're gonna put half as long, but you're gonna write down just one of the worst days of your life. You don't have to put anything you don't want, you know, out there or whatever else, but if there's something, just one of the worst days of your life, and then underneath that, you're gonna write 3 gifts, positive things that came from your worst day of your life.
The more honest you can get with yourself, because we feel shame around not doing that. We feel shameful, even if you're yourself. You're like, I don't want to admit to myself that I did that. Man, admit it, and just let it be what it is. And if you have somebody like you guys here, like, man, this is the spot where you can tell anybody anything. You guys already came into the first weekend with that too. Like, you guys got into some deep stuff. That's what it's about. Like, Talon, that's good, man. Let those guys go. You know who your boys are. CJ, same thing. You know, it took you getting in a fight and getting your butt kicked, but cool, you found your people. And that's what has to happen. You get to go through those things, right? To find out who your squad is. And it doesn't have to be a massive group of human beings. It's a tight-knit group of people that you can do life with. So here's what I want you guys to do. You're gonna go back outside and start collecting some little pieces of wood. Little ones, kind of bigger ones. Nothing like, don't get massive logs, but just go get some firewood. Let's put it out over there by the fire. Aiden claims to be a ninja at starting fires with a ferro rod, so.
I've done it once, but.
Wait!
I said did it last week. I never said did it before last week.
All right, let's give it a shot. Let's see what you got. There you go. Yeah. When y'all go to sleep tonight, try to sleep well, because we got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. Okay? Like, I need you to be physically ready for what we're gonna do. 1, 2. So, and when we get on the road, just get in single file line. It's not gonna be far, but just make sure you're right behind the person in front of you. Okay, let's roll. So here's what we're gonna do. That rock that's in your hand, give it to your accountability partner and put it in each other's pack. Now, go. Quickly. You got 30 seconds. Hey, dump it in the big pocket. Don't think about placement and how you can make it comfortable. Put it in that big pocket and zip it up. If there's somebody lagging behind, again, what we want to do, we put that person in front. Not to push them, not to challenge them, but we're only as good as our weakest person. When I say weakest person, understand I'm not talking about you're a weak human. You got it? Like, you can't do anything about asthma. It sucks. I have it too. But we make sure that this dude is taken care of, and we do whatever we can to get him to the top. Copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's roll.
Just, hey, give yourself some room. Sit down for a second.
What you think about this, man? I mean, look at where you are right now. Look out and just see the vastness of what's here. Let's take it in. And recognize how unique and special it is to be here doing this. We're on a mountain bike trail, and people pass through here. They might stop, they might take a picture, but I wonder how many people actually stop and just take this in. And what you boys are doing right now, I mean, man, probably less than 5% of people on the planet will ever experience this right here. Every one of you at some point in time when we had this hike, we're thinking about that rock. And there's a reason I had you bring a backpack and put rocks in your back. It's supposed to hurt. It's supposed to be uncomfortable. But that's to remind you, it's a physical representation of all the chatter that's in your head, of when you tell yourself you're not good enough. You tell yourself all the things, whatever it might be. That's what that is. That's what this rock represents. So you get to decide what you want to do with it. So take that rock now and throw it away. Standard PT test, it varies, so we're gonna go 1 minute. So we're gonna do two things, well maybe three. First thing we're gonna do is a push-up. Now listen, here's what I care about. I care about how many you can do. That's it. I don't care what you do against everybody else. I care about what your 100% is. Man, if that's 8 solid push-ups, cool, 8 solid push-ups. And everybody in your group celebrate the absolute hell out of those 8 push-ups, okay? But I want you to push yourself. You can go chest to deck, all the way to the ground, full lockout, okay? But the minimum standard is here, lockout, here, lockout. Ready? You got 60 seconds. Go. We got a squat off here. 7, 28, stand up, 29, 30. If you blink, you lose. Don't blink, don't blink. Ah, come on, boy. Let's go. Come on. Ah. Hell yeah. Good work, dog. Woo, 150.
I'm Trent Hutchings. I'm a paramedic firefighter for Lehigh Fire Department. I've been doing that for about 6 years. I work for a couple other departments as well in that time, as well as the ER. I brought a couple mannequins that they could practice CPR, and I could judge their skills on how fast they're pumping on their chest, how deep they're going, keeping their arms straight, and they're using their backs for the momentum, and then the release velocity, so having their hand come up off the chest so that the heart could fill with blood. Those dummies are a really great way for them to practice the skills, and for me as an instructor to judge their skills and as well as make some corrections if needed.
All right, we're rolling out to a nice little trail, kind of a really more of a leisurely hike. The boys have been doing really good work, been working out hard and doing all the things we've needed them to do and asked them to do. So just gonna go for a leisurely stroll and watch the sunset. It's kind of the last big thing we're gonna do for the night for the trip. Taking everything that we've done so far, taking what you've done, what you've experienced, and just let it sink in. What are you going to take back with you? What can you start to utilize? What tools? What awareness? But start to think about all these things so that when you go home tomorrow, you already have an action plan. So that when Monday morning hits, you execute on the action plan. Y'all spread yourselves out. We're going to watch the sunset and just chill. Like, this is something that most people don't do. It's kind of a forgotten thing that we don't appreciate a lot, but just sit around and observe and just see what you can see. See if you can see deer, see if you can see the contours and the different colors of the rocks, and really just appreciate where you are.
Thanks for bringing us on the side.
Yeah, man, you're welcome.
You have to